We got this one tonight.
And that's how you get this team fired up. It's the NBA brought to you by 2K Sports on this very special Easter Sunday. Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke joining us from the sidelines. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Spurs in an interconference battle here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with a win.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes, Clark.
And you know exactly what that means. I mean, causing a lot of mistakes means cashing in on those turnovers.
All right, presented by State Farm, let's take a look at the Miami starting five. Clutch, he's in at shooting guard. LeBron James is out there with Al Harrington. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Allen in at the 3 spot. And for San Antonio, Parker and Manu Ginobili, their backcourt. Boris Diaw is out there with Steven Jackson. And it's Blair in at the 5, roaming the paint. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown, and it's good.
And you can just see what his offense means to this team. I mean, it's obvious. They really rely on him to score the basketball.
You know, sometimes teams don't age gracefully. And when your stars start to age, all of a sudden the team goes south. But the Spurs have managed to maintain a very high level of play, even with Ginobili and Duncan getting older.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
His side lost their first meeting with the Spurs this year, but felt like they learned a lot from the game. He said everything they do is so precise, so detailed in their offense, that it inspired us to step up our game. We'll need to if we want to get past Duncan and company. Guys will see the lessons they've learned.
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Ginobili. The shot from the low post is good. And it's the Heat with the ball. They defeated the Hornets in their last game.
And, you know, when you shoot and score like they did in that one, Kevin, it covers up a lot of mistakes that you make in other areas.
And early on, Steve, they got hot as a team, and it pretty much lasted the duration of the game.
And the basket by Harrington. Harrington's got his second basket of the night.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
Diaw, the screen. And Parker, here we go. Second shot opportunity, and the basket by Diaw. Diaw's got his first bucket of the night.
I like the way they got the ball inside there.
LeBron against Blair. Stolen by Ginobili. And Ginobili with a clear path to the rack. So they take the lead.
I'm not sure which was better, the fast break or the steal that got it started.
I think it was the defense, Steve, quite honestly. I mean, the whole play isn't even possible if he doesn't make the steal.
Now here's Wade. 29 points for him.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play. That's what he does, attack the heart of the defense and get straight to the rim.
And that last replay courtesy of Sprite. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter.
You know, when you look at Dwayne Wade, when he's standing next to LeBron James, he doesn't look that big. But you forget, Wade is 6'4" and almost 230 pounds. So he is built like a tight end, has that incredible speed. And with his skills at that 2-guard spot, he is just impossible to stop.
The Heat have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Harrington. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And speaking of Wade and his tremendous athleticism, you know, his offseason training as advanced as they come.
How about this, Kevin? His trainer has a degree in mathematical science and helped design jet fighters in the past. So, you know, there's a level of sophistication that Wade's getting that maybe some other guys are not getting. But it points out the importance of performance enhancers as trainers at the highest level of athleticism.
Here is Parker. Following the basket by LeBron James. From outside the arc. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. Number 1, the Heat.
They've been playing so smart lately. Just the way they move the ball and they share it. They're always finding good looks.
And Ginobili. Here we go. LeBron grabs the miss.
And, you know, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but Eric Spoelstra's father was once the general manager of the Portland Trail Blazers. And Eric went on to play at the University of Portland, had a nice career there before hooking on with the Miami Heat. He's been with the organization for a long time. He has so much confidence, guys. What a finish.
Lets it fly. Here's Clutch over Ginobili. The 17-footer goes down. Clutch has got 5.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
And for Coach Spoelstra, Steve, as you mentioned, family ties in the business of basketball. He's been around it since he was a little guy.
Yeah, he knew relatively early on in his life that he wanted to stay around the game. You know, after college, he played a couple of seasons professionally in Germany and then ended up at the age of 25 working as an intern.
How about that basketball,
Wasn't that
fan?
beautiful?
Wow. Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
Yeah, a breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
Back to Ginobili. Deflected. It's stolen by Allen. Wade outside. Harrington. They get it again. Here's Clutch. Over Ginobili. Scooped up. Out to Wade. LeBron outside. Heat moving the ball around. Here's Clutch. He had 37 points in the win against the Hornets in New Orleans.
He also had 3 blocks in that game. He was playing so hard and making so many plays defensively. That was impressive.
Ginobili misses.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Here's Clutch. He's covered by Ginobili. Here's Clutch. 5 points in the game. The feed to Harrington. 5 on the clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. Fires from deep. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Harrington's got 8 points.
Right from the get-go, they've been shooting the ball extremely well.
Well, I think it's a matter of just continuing to knock down shots like that. They'll get the W here, no question about it.
Jackson with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. Ginobili right side.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold, can't find the basket.
Here's Clutch. Now the pass to Wade. Rejected by Ginobili. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Diaw. San Antonio again missing.
Had total domination on the glass by them so far.
Well, the anticipation has been outstanding, exquisite. I mean, it seems like they've got an extra sense as to know where the ball is coming off.
Now Parker. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Clippers.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. I mean, they could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling. Now, and you guys know the 3-ball is his bread and butter.
Allen drives in. And another basket for Miami.
They still have a lot of time to get back into this game, but they've got to do a better job of limiting the second chance points.
Parker passes to Jackson. Now the dish to Diaw. Into Blair. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's now got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Parker drives in. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Parker's got his 2nd bucket. Outside for Harrington, and that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession.
They had no choice.
Here's Cole, right now averaging 5 points a game. Here's Clutch. 58 seconds left in the first quarter. 4 on the shot clock. Lewis gets the bucket.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, their offense continues to click.
And here is Parker, averaging 20 points per game. Left side Jackson, back to Parker. 9 feet out, and it's San Antonio with another.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. And then for Miami, Harrington comes in for Shane Battier. And it's Allen in for Rashard Lewis. 26 seconds left in the first. Now here's Parker. He has 6. Ginobili left side. Back to Parker. Ginobili outside. It's hauled in by the Heat. Clutch has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Up in time. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Heat. They lead by 9. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Come out and join the crowd. Watch your Heat live and in person.
Well, we hope you're enjoying your Easter as we are here as we get underway once again. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Boy, the offense has been so smooth. Everybody working together, and you can tell they're getting good shots pretty much every time down.
Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine there. I mean, they keep the ball moving, they keep themselves moving, and as a result, they're piling up the points.
So with Wade on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Clutch in at shooting guard. Allen out there with Al Harrington. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Cole in at the 1.
Well, it's kind of scary when you play against Miami. I mean, that talent is so overwhelming. So what a lot of teams try to do is zone them just to cut down on the dribble penetration and force Miami to take outside shots.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Clutch in their last time out against the Hornets had a huge game. He had 37 points, and he was just about on target from everywhere, hitting from deep as well as sinking his free throws. Absolutely incredible numbers from him in a monstrous game.
Okay, Doris, thanks. Great report on what was, Clark, an outstanding performance.
Kevin, he was simply on fire. These are the kinds of games that define truly great NBA careers.
Yeah, you could see from the beginning, he just seemed to have it. You know, he was on his game, and he remained aggressive throughout in what was really a great win.
Clock at 6. It's LeBron with the drive. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. LeBron's now got 4 points now in the quarter. And it might seem like a bit of, bunker approach, but if you are faced with giving LeBron and Wade a jump shot or a dunk, there isn't too much hesitation, I don't think, Clark, in your answer.
No, I would agree. I mean, there are a couple of things that scare you about the Heat. First, they can knock down outside shots and beat you if you try to go through a zone and close off driving lanes. And secondly, they're still probably able to find a way to get inside and dunk through you or over you.
It's kind of like pick your poison.
Yeah, they come at you in a couple of different ways.
Cole, and he lays it up and in. And it's an 11-point Heat lead.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Well, they say control the glass, control the game. They're definitely controlling the glass.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's been the case here tonight. Big lead they're enjoying on the glass.
LeBron left side. Cole. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
And then Leonard with the dunk.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. You got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yep, reminds me a lot of myself in my younger days too, guys. Oh, wait, maybe not.
Here's Clutch. Over Ginobili. The rebound by Blair. Spurs trail by 9. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
He feeds it to Leonard. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
Well, Ginobili has a knack for taking charges defensively, great anticipation skills, and he's really quick. He's a phenomenal athlete. So he beats his player to the spot, and then he's willing to take.
Here's Parker. Tries again. Blair can't hit. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs in their last game, a loss to the Clippers.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one and eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
Bonner dishes to Ginobili. Wade is covering. And Ginobili. Here we go. And we get a moment to check out the team's scoring leaders. Number 1, the Heat.
Yeah, they did a great job last year of sharing the ball, pushing the ball in transition, and really spreading out the scoring, and they were very productive as a team.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. 10th in free throw percentage, 17th in fewest turnovers per game. And the assist category not going too well, the bottom third of the league. That indicates a need for more movement and shot making.
I'm impressed most with their free throw shooting that you talked about. This is a team that really focuses from the foul line. They shoot the ball well from there, and as a result, they're constantly looking to attack to try to get those free points at the free throw line.
Into Blair. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Blair's got his first basket of the night.
What I like about Ginobili is he's not just a scorer. He's one of the best passers in the league. And it's not something that he's always called upon to do in San Antonio. But in the flow of the offense, he can really pick you apart.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
Parker passes to Leonard. He dishes it to Bonner. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by the Heat. Clutch has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And, Steve, you know, you touched on Ginobili's passing last season. He was better than ever, averaging over 7 assists per 40 minutes.
That's point guard territory, Kevin. He's a terrific passer. And what it comes back to, I think, is he's really just a terrific all-around player. There are not many weaknesses or any weaknesses in his game, particularly offensively. He can get it done any way you want it.
Here's Clutch, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. You look at the Lakers and, of course, the Spurs, sitting there 4 spots below.
For the Spurs, I think maybe they've slipped just a bit from where they were a season ago. But they're a team that typically figures it out as the season goes on.
And granted, it's hard to stay at the very top of the standings. But, you know, the playoffs are a whole different story. They're a team with playoff experience under their belts. They've got lots of confidence. I think they'll be just fine. He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something out there.
That's good. Clutch has got 7. Spurs trail by 12. Parker outside. Leonard kicks to Blair. The second chance effort. He lays it in with a soft touch. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
I don't think it's possible to make a better pass than that, guys.
And he finished so well, Clark, too. Not too shabby on that jam.
Not bad at all.
And it takes perfect timing to pull off that alley-oop, but these two guys seem to have that synergy between each other.
Step back and squared up. And that's 12 points for Ginobili. And we finished one half of basketball. Heat lead by 14. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Hippity hop, the Easter Bunny, giving us a basket full of NBA action to share with you. Miami up on top against the Spurs at AT&T Center. Their passing has been the key. Great playmaking all around. An impressive first half for LeBron. He's got 12 points, and in addition to that, he's been a factor on the glass as well. Couple of helpers, too. And for the Spurs, it's a grinded-out effort. Great activity defensively. They're taking measured risks, trying to force turnovers, putting a lot of pressure on that end of the floor. A tremendous first half for Manu Ginobili. He's got 12 points and is putting out the effort defensively as well, making his presence felt on both ends of the floor. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Checking out the game LeBron is having. He has 12 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Yeah, it is a nice number. He's taken it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense going.
Parker and Manu Ginobili, their backcourt. Boris Diaw is out there with Blair, and it's Jackson in at the 3. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
You know, the Spurs have always been built around Tim Duncan. But the last few years, they've added more depth than they used to have early in the Duncan era. And so Greg Popovich is playing 9 or 10 guys. They're very deep. They play together. Excellent passing team. And they've become much more up-tempo than they ever were early in that era.
Here's Wade. Wade, left side. Here's Clutch. Shot clock at 5. Over Parker. And it's Miami with another. And with the team getting older, you really need to have more depth, and the Spurs have certainly added that.
Young or old, every team needs depth, but the Spurs have added the right kind of depth. The players that fit into what they do well, and it's a big part of why they still are able to compete at a high level.
Pass to Blair. Back to Parker. Over Wade. Parker's shot is off.
Typically, he's pretty dependable on those open jump shots.
Here's Clutch. He passes to LeBron. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Now, the offensive efficiency has been really important. I think that's been the difference.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty simplistic, but it does oftentimes come down to this, making shots, and that's what they've done.
It's stolen by Wade. Makes the lead pass, and an emphatic dunk.
They're scoring well here, really executing and building on this lead.
Gradually adding to the lead, I like it. I mean, they continue to work well offensively. They should be in good shape going forward.
Parker kicks to Jackson. Ginobili outside. Can they get it? And it's Wade with the rebound. Wade's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Just pouring it on and adding to this big lead.
Steve, they're playing outstanding basketball, and they've been doing it all game at both ends.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Outside Jackson. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Parker. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. Parker's got 12 in the game.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Clutch. Down goes the slam.
Boy, are they on a tear.
You know what, Stephen? Offensively, you sometimes don't know how or why it happens, but you just ride the wave as long as it's flowing.
Parker kicks to Blair. Covered by LeBron. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And a moment to check out Miami, who they've got coming up. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. It's Ginobili with the drive. Got past him with the quick drop step. 14 points for him.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Harrington can't get it to go.
And Spurs coach Greg Popovich, no question, one of the great coaches of all time, and a really interesting guy. I love the way he handles the media. He can be funny at one moment, surly the next. He keeps reporters on their toes. Got a very sarcastic side to him.
The Heat leading by 20. Here's Clutch. He's got 15. He kicks it to Wade. 6 on the shot clock. Open look. That's good. Wade's got 11. And when you talk about the yin and the yang of Greg Popovich, you have to say, Steve, he's done a great job over the years of being demanding, get what he, needs out of the players he's coaching without causing much backlash. The locker basically polices itself. He'll get hard, even on the Tim Duncans of the world. He'll get very hard on him and coach him.
Yeah, he gets on all of his guys, and I think that's the secret for Popovich. Having Tim Duncan and David Robinson over the years as the foundation of that organization. Those guys are high-quality players and high-character people. So to be able to build around them and to coach them allows Popovich to coach everybody else as well.
Ginobili with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. And Blair gets it to go.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
The Heat leading by 20. Makes the alley-oop pass. The alley-oop layup. Very well done.
Boy, they saw the opening for that alley-oop, guys, and they didn't waste any time.
Well, those openings don't stay there for long, that's for sure.
That's right. It's got to be an immediate play because those defenses are so fast.
Manu Ginobili on the wing. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's now got rebound number 8 now on the night.
LeBron James is really the primary ball handler for his Miami Heat team. And despite his scoring ability, at his core, he's a point forward, a pass-first player, great court vision.
So it's the Spurs now. Outside Jackson. Dishes it to Parker. Back to Jackson. Parker outside. Blair a screen on Chalmers. Inside. Here's Jackson. Oh, that's blocked. LeBron James on the wing. He's covered by Ginobili. Outside Lewis. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's now got his 7th assist in the game. And Clark, going back to LeBron's pass-first mentality, do you like that from your star player?
I love it. I mean, he has to be who he is. He's always been a pass-first guy, a basketball player who wants to make the right basketball play, and it's endeared him to his teammates since high school. He's a multi-time state champion. In the NBA, he's been a guy that's always been about his team and including his teammates, and I think that's an admirable quality. Sometimes his skill level leads people to want him to go outside of himself, but you got to be true to you, and that's pretty good with LBJ.
This is Chalmers up top, covered by Parker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And the wing jumper offline. Ginobili, that's for 2. The shot misses. Now the Heat take it the other way. Passes to Lewis. Good luck. Good. And Miller gets the assist. Lewis has got 5 points now this quarter. The Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Parker kicks to Jackson. Parker. Back to Jackson. Over Miller. Offensive rebound. No good from Ginobili. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Chalmers kicks to Miller. Over Parker. That's good for Miller, the assist by Chalmers. Miller's got his first 2 points.
You know, Miller has battled injuries over the last few seasons, but when he's right, he can really help you on the wing, particularly as a rebounder and a spot-up shooter. Can really bury that three-point ball.
Yeah, a great shooter and rebounder, competes defensively. You know, a lot to like about his game. Feeds to Chalmers. Here's Clutch. Back to Chalmers. Shot clock at 6. Right block shot. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Ran him right off the tough pick there, and that freed him up for the J.
Parker outside. Blair dishes to Ginobili. Blair the screen. Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Here's Parker. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Miami's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Here's LeBron. A rebound by the Spurs. Ginobili's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Down low, here's Parker. It's blocked. They recover it. Lets the 3 fly. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Blair. 19 points for Ginobili.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Here's Clutch. He's covered by Ginobili. There's the feed to Lewis. Leads him in there. Here's Chalmers. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Ginobili.
He's trying to get it going from outside.
The Spurs shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense.
He doesn't really scare a defense at all. You've seen him miss quite a few just like those.
Here's Clutch. Lewis on top. The pass to Miller. To the middle, Chalmers. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Yeah, the fans not agreeing with the call there.
Well, that's one way to get a reaction from the fans, guys.
Ginobili, that's for 2. Good as the jump shot falls. Ginobili's got 9 points in the quarter. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Heat just dominating this one. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Now, let's check in with Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
Kev, as you might have...
So with Wade on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Clutch in at 2 guard. Shane Battier is out there with James Jones. Then there's Chalmers. And it's Anthony in at the center position. Here's Clutch. 6 on the shot clock. And the basket good.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
In the air. Here's Diaw. Hits it. Well done on the second effort. Here's Clutch. To the paint. Up with it. And the basket by Chalmers.
This defense is porous right now. I mean, way too many looks coming from inside the paint.
Now, it's 4 straight buckets now in the paint, and anybody in the NBA is going to make shots from there.
Ginobili outside for 3, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Heat have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Inside, Out to Battier. Easy shot. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. The Spurs have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Parker outside. Jackson passes to Ginobili. Launches it. And Jones pulls it down.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I thought so too, Clark.
And there's another one for the Heat.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Chalmers against Parker. Back to Ginobili. Second chance shot. Blocked. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Clutch. Back to Jones. Here's Clutch. 5 to shoot. That is good. Clutch has got 4 points this quarter.
A great move to the hoop, capped off with the finger roll. He's an outstanding finisher in close.
Diaw, the screen. Parker drives in. Jumper off the screen. Goes back up. And the basket by Diaw. Here's Clutch.
Well, when you see a huge dunk like that, you start to think, what's the best dunk you've ever seen in person? I know for me, it was Tom Chambers dunking over the top of Mark Jackson way back in 1989, where he literally jumped off of his chest and elevated another foot or two. Just an amazing dunk.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Parker with it. There's the dish to Diaw. Ginobili outside. Just 5 to shoot. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Ginobili's got 14 points now in the second half. Well, going back to what you said, Steve, you know, that Chambers dunk was a great one. I would say of all the ones I've seen, the one by Tracy McGrady off the baseline over Sean Bradley in the playoffs when McGrady was playing for Houston and Bradley was still in the NBA, that was phenomenal. That was a terrific dunk. The one LeBron had in the playoffs while playing with Cleveland over the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Kevin Garnett with Boston. That was phenomenal. What about you?
Well, how about Amari Stoudemire? Pick one from the Stoudemire-Steve Nash pick-and-roll days in Phoenix. He had one in L.A. against the Clippers, about as impressive as anything I've ever seen.
Now Parker. Diaw, the screen. Over Chalmers. They get it back. And the basket by Diaw. Diaw's got 6 in the quarter. Here's Clutch.
Well, starting last season, a new method for composing the players for the Rising Stars Challenge. Instead of rookies versus sophomores, you have teams selected from each group, and I really like that, and they're going to stick with it again this season.
6 to shoot. Heat moving the ball around. Chalmers. The shot misses. Nice D from Ginobili. And for the Spurs, they're shooting at 42% in this final quarter. Parker drives in, looking to get back on track here. And that one's good. I think the original intent of mixing up the teams with rookies and sophomores was to increase the competition. But, Steve, last season's game wasn't all that close.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the composition of the game really matters as much as just how hard they're going to compete. Unlike the All-Star game where guys really get after it, this game, this rookie-sophomore game, has traditionally been a non-competitive game, kind of an exhibition-style game. And I wish guys would play a little harder.
Ginobili outside. He feeds it to Jackson. Buries it down low.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Clutch. He dishes it to Jones. The three, and that is good. Jones has got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice offensive play there, and this one's pretty much in the books, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It was a very good showing from them to come away with the win. I was very impressed.
The 9-foot shot. Another shot, and Blair gets it to go.
Boy, it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Kicks it to Chalmers. Over Ginobili, and another basket for Miami.
Well, they are not exactly taking their foot off the gas just yet.
No, they want to throw a little bit of whipped cream and some cherry on top of this one.
32 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Free throw line jump shot, and it's Miami with the rebound. Throws it up high. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Parker leading the charge. Diaw can't hit.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Clutch.
One, two. Check me out right here, yo.
Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never, business before pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam, who you know do it better. Yeah, right, no matter what, we airtight. So when you hear something, make sure you hear it right. Don't make it out of yourself by assuming our music keeps you moving. What are you? You know that I'm 2 levels above you, baby. Hug me, baby. I'ma make you love me, baby.
Good game out there tonight. It seemed like you were spreading yourself around out there pretty well. Scored some points, grabbed some rebounds, had some assists. Is an all-around game something you really pride yourself on?
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. I think it's important to contribute to the team in any way I can, so I try to not get too caught up in my offense. You can't forget about things like crashing the boards and getting your teammates involved. The more everyone's working together, the stronger the team's going to be. I felt like I had a pretty good game tonight, and hey, we got the win.